Hi guys, this is Sherisethebeast coming at you again from my humble little office space, my work from home space, my living room space. Um, I'm coming at you nice and early this morning. I know it's not as early as it should be. I had a little bit of a long night. As you can see, I was blogging at 5 in the morning, so I did kind of take a nap. I'm back, I'm up. Baby's still sleeping, and I get a message from my homegirl Yadi Rodriguez. Got to give her a shout out. She gave me the kick that I needed this morning, my little accountability kick. She hit me up this morning and was like, I like your page, blah blah blah, and so I hope you do video blogs because you're like my female Trent Shelton. It would be great to hear stuff from a girl. And I was just like, I do them, and I've been planning to do them. Unfortunately, I haven't done as many as I would like, but I also don't want to like come out the box and be posting videos 24 hours a day. So, kind of, making sure what I do is good. But yeah, thank you, Yali Rodriguez, for hitting me up this morning and giving me that little boost. See, it takes a village, guys. Sometimes you don't know the little comment you say or the little message you send or whatever it is that you might do for somebody else might give them that kick to make that move, might give them the kick to do something that does something that inspires somebody else. It is a domino effect. If you don't stop me on my way to the store and make me 5 seconds late or 10 seconds late, I may or may not miss something. I may or may not, even escape some kind of a danger. So you never know, right? You never know what can happen. But anyway, so here I am, and I'm here because I want to talk to you. I'm going to stick with the same theme that I have from last night, and it's about, being alone and feeling lonely and, basically not not feeling valuable, right? Um, Now, I'm not going to sit here and say that everybody that's going to, read this page or listen to my video blogs or can say that they have had a tumultuous lifestyle. And I hope that you have not. I really do. I hope that you haven't. But there are some of us who have had some hard times, some trauma in our life. And you know, a lot of times things that happen in our life truly happen in our life because they're meant to happen, or because they're in true alignment with what we need for ourselves. Oftentimes can isolate us from those that we love or from those that love us. um, Oftentimes when we set out in search of what's truly aligned for our happiness and for our destiny, people get uncomfortable. I remember there was a time where I used to sit around my family, and I used to feel like I loved them, and they're great people. We're just not close. And it would be holidays and stuff like that, and I would feel like, wow, it's so great to be a part of them. It's so great to be with them. But then to be with them and to still kind of feel out here. And it wasn't them so much, it was me. I don't know. I feel like when I started making changes for myself, I was very young. And so other people's opinions impacted my relationships with other people. And as a result of not being able to deal with a lot of what other people said, or not being able to want to face any of it, I chose to isolate myself or to remove myself completely. I felt like it was unfair that I should have to defend myself at every turn. And so I just stayed away. And it was avoidance for so long. But that made me feel alone, you know? And I ended up getting into a relationship, and it was probably the longest relationship I've been in. But I ended up in a relationship with somebody who I was head over heels in love with, for many years. And my partner became everything. My partner became my family, became my friends, my support system, my strength, my air, became everything. And when the time came that that was over, I didn't really know how to handle it. So I had to figure out what I was going to do to make that better, what I was going to do to change things. Um, we have a visitor, so I'm sorry. Good morning. You want to say good morning? Come say good morning quickly. Say good morning. Well, anyway, as you can see though, I'm not alone anymore. But I used to feel very alone. I used to feel, you know, lost and confused when it was all over. I didn't want to go outside. I didn't want to do anything with myself. I felt alone, you know, and I didn't know how to get over that. I didn't know how to get through that. And it took me 3 years of isolation. God bless you. It took me 3 years of isolation. It took me 3 years of being depressed. It took me 3 years of not going out, not getting dressed up, not doing a lot of things. Um, and I blocked my blessing for so long. Thank you, honey. In the midst of my depression, in the midst of feeling alone, okay, in the midst of the depression and everything that I was going through, what ended up happening was that I won an award for outstanding achievement in overcoming adversity and impact. Oh, good morning. You said good morning? Good morning. Impacting my community, overcoming adversity and helping people transform their lives. I won a national award through the MamaLatinas.com website. I was the first place winner. It was an amazing feat. And yet I still didn't enjoy it. They even gave me money to start my own project, and I couldn't enjoy it. And so what ended up happening? I ended up putting my blessings again on hold because I felt alone and because I didn't know that there were people out there who were going to encourage my dream. I already knew that there were people out there who didn't like what I had chosen for myself. I already knew that there were people who didn't like what I had chosen to do professionally. A lot of people in my family, my dad used to say, don't be a social worker, be a doctor. There's no money in social work, be a doctor. I don't like blood and I like to help people. So social work was my avenue. But it's just like, I already knew that there was so much opposition. And even if it wasn't opposition, it was silent opposition where they weren't going to tell me don't do that, but they also weren't cheering me on in the background and how can I help you, how can I help you. So I had to decide that what I wanted was going to be big, and it was going to be what I needed to fulfill me. I needed to know that I was going to do this and I wasn't just going to get up in the morning and go to work and do what I had to do all day and then come home. I needed to know that what I was going to do was big, and that what I wanted to do had a reason, that it was important for my daughter, it was important for myself, it was important for the community that I wanted to impact. And I knew once I sat down and I started writing my true reasons why I wanted all of these things to start happening, I knew that there had to be somebody else out there who had a like mind. And that was enough at that time. Sometimes when you're in a situation where things feel so dark and so alone, you have to just take the fact that, you know what, there's light at the end of the tunnel and run with it.
Good morning.
Good morning, beautiful. It doesn't matter if you can see the light close enough, or if you could just tell that it's all the way down there. But at the end of the day, sometimes you have to just take the fact that you saw that light flicker real quick and you have to be out. On the way, things will happen. On the way, things will come up. Yes, there's going to be people that's going to try to trip you up while you're running. There's going to be people that are going to try to stop you. There's going to be people that are going to try to get in your way. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. When you're trying to build a building, bricks fall, things happen. You know what I'm saying? But that doesn't stop you from erecting that building. So you have to continue to push through, and I did that. I'm not going to say that I don't have my moments or that I don't have my days, because I'm a person. I still go through stuff. I still go through things. But I'm still single because I upgraded my standards for myself. I realized that I have to be a whole person in order to be a whole person for somebody else. I needed to understand that that person's purpose and that person's belief was not mine, it was theirs, and that I was dependent like a leech and sucking to that like a leech and allowing for that to dictate who I was becoming and who I was and what I was giving the world. And not for nothing, but wasn't in line with the vision that I had for myself. And so you might be feeling alone right now. You might be feeling like you in a room full of people and you still feel alone. I used to come home, right? I used to come home, and look at how crazy this is. I used to come home and I used to say, I want to go home. You know what it is to be home and to feel like you're not home, and to live alone, and to feel like, damn, I just want to go home. Did I just cut the $1,200 check for my 1-bedroom apartment? Because I think this is home. How do you change that? You have to change that. You have to work at yourself from within. You have to get yourself together. You have to find out what your real reasons are. Once you start realizing the beauty in the reasons why you want to do great things, you will realize that you are not alone and that there are people out there who want to push with you. Good morning, beautiful. You will realize that. Now, I just want to tell you that, again, because there's no other way that I could tell you this. Recently I was sick. I was in the hospital. I was in there for 13 days. Like I said, me and my brothers, we're not very close. I've been out of my home since I was out of my mother's home since I was 14 years old. We are cool. We have our moments, you know what I'm saying? But we also don't have a brother-sister relationship. And so while I was in the hospital, they didn't call me or visit me or anything. I think I spoke to one of my brothers once or twice because we happened to have been at my mom's house, during that time. But otherwise, there was no initiation of that on their part. And so for me, it bothered after a while, and I just kind of felt like, wow, I've been here so long wasting away, and you can't even think of me. My ex and I raised my daughter together. We co-parent, and 13 days went by, and I faithfully gave you 10 years of my life, and you couldn't hit me up to find out how I was. I started realizing that a lot of people in my circle are selfish, and that's okay. They can live their life however they see fit. Cheeky, please. She did good. Almost 13 minutes without barking. She's not gonna bark. So yeah, no, I realized that people are selfish, and not selfish, meaning like in their 360 degrees of who they are, but people are very self-interested and self-concerned, and so what ends up happening is that if it doesn't fit into their picture, then you get thrown to the wayside, and it's okay. But I had to realize that those are things that I've allowed to happen, whether it be because of the relationships that I fostered with them, whether it's been because of things I may have done in the past, or things I may have said, or maybe just simply defending myself and you don't like it. It doesn't always have to be that it's your fault, but you have to look at how you contribute to certain situations. And like I keep telling you, you have to look at how you make people treat you. You have to look at how people want to respond to you. That is all a result of how you conduct yourself and how you act and how you treat people. So with that being said, I felt very alone. I was emotional. You get sick, you're emotional. Me and my mom are not very close either. We work on our relationship. It's a work in progress, and I think it's important to say that because a lot of people, think that everybody has this mommy-daughter relationship and it's like beautiful. I'm like, no, a lot of us don't have that. And I remember feeling so sick and being in the hospital and saying to a teammate of mine, I said, I just wish I could just crawl up on my mom and just cuddle with her, just go to sleep, But right now, I don't feel like we have the relationship that we could do that, And so when you're sick and you feel down and out and, you feel alone and all those things, you feel like, damn, right? It makes you feel worse. And I didn't know what to do. And, I reached out and I used this thing that I have, this team that I joined months ago. And the outpouring was amazing. Amazing. I have more than 1,000 messages. more than 1,000 phone calls, more than 1,000 text messages. I mean, all individually. Yes, baby, thank you. And so, you know, the point in me saying this to you is that when you join people, yes, honey, when you join people who want to have the same things like you do, when you have people who are like-minded, who are trying to get away from the negativity, when you have people around you that want better things for themselves, that understand that we are in a pursuit of something different, when people understand and truly know that we are the 2% and that we are giving it our all and that it is hard out there, they want to lock arms with you. Understand that it starts with you. Nobody will lock arms with you unless you put yourself in a good position. But once you're ready to lock arms with somebody who's like-minded like you, there is nothing that you can't do. Nothing that you can't do. And I was listening to Jim Rohn last night, and he talks about a lot of stuff from the Bible and things like that. I try to stay away from quoting specific religious stuff because I don't want to isolate anybody, and I'm a believer in God and all that stuff. I just don't, like I said, I don't push too much on that. But there was something that he said, and he said, it was in the Bible. He said JFK has said it, Zig Ziglar has said it. It's been a very constant and common theme, and I think that you need to understand it. I think it's very, very, very relevant to this topic. And it's basically that if 2 or 3 agree on a common purpose, nothing is impossible. So all it takes is for you to find that one other person, 2 other people, link up, share your dreams, share your goals, make each other accountable to each other, form a commitment, get married to each other, get married to this concept, get married to the future, get married to the ideas that are in your heart. And once you do that, there's nothing that can stop you. Nothing. And sometimes people drop off, people fall off, people can't handle the pressure, it gets too hot, it gets too cold. You know what? That's all right. They're your dreams, they're your goals, this is your journey. You take people along for the ride with you, but if they don't want to ride, you got to be willing to ride alone. And being alone should be enough, because at the end of the day, you are a spiritual person. You got the body, but you also have your mind. And the mind is the most powerful thing. Your mind is with you 24 hours a day. Your mind is what's going to keep you in check and keep you accountable. It would be amazing to have a friend, but I can't have you dependent on a partner. I need you to be dependent on yourself. I need you to be dependent on that determination that you have. Once you do that, things will be beautiful. There'll be nowhere to go but up. Just remember, if you need somebody to give you the strength, if you need somebody to give you the boost, that's why my blog is here. That's why my videos are here. That's why I am here. I am a regular person. I am not, triple IMD. I am a regular person. I'm not too good for anybody. Hit me up if you want. Hit me up if you want. Send me a message if you want. All that kind of stuff. My baby's up now. I told you I had to sneak in this video before she got up. I'm going to go. But like I said, I'm here. So take advantage. Use all the tools that you have. And you have a really good day.